Ahead in the morning edition, the Immigration Department on the lookout for migrants. Several males still on the run after making their getaway from a school for boys. And we're sharing with you the benefits of yoga.
It's Monday, a new week, and welcome to the morning edition. Good morning, Bahamas. I'm Jiminita Swain. We're waking up to wet streets across the capital. Our Sieska Adderley is out there and provides us with some roundabout tips. Good morning, Sieska.
Good Monday morning, one and all. It's kind of a wet Monday. Actually, it's tricky as it's raining off and on, but I'm sure Basil will tell us more about the weather in the weather outlook. But we're talking traffic this morning, and we are here at the intersection of Blue Hill and the Independence Highway at the roundabouts, because today we're talking roundabouts. Sergeant Crestania Johnson says she has found that many people are in traffic accidents at the roundabout. So today, she's cautioning you on how to use the roundabouts.
Roundabouts are used for traffic calming. We ask persons when utilizing the roundabout, when you come to enter the roundabout, you enter the roundabout on the side of the street in which you intend to travel. If you intend to travel to the left, we ask you, or to the left or straight, we ask you to maintain the left lane. If you intend to travel right, we ask you to maintain the right lane. When going around the roundabout, please refrain from going across other vehicles. If you have missed your turn, if you have misjudged where you are, we ask you to proceed wherever that road is taking you and come around. Continually, we are here investigating accidents, especially at this roundabout. We ask persons to please pay attention, be observant of what's going on around you.
So, Jiminita and all of you viewers out there, when you take the roundabout, if you forget, just remember the tips that Sergeant Johnson relayed to us. But remember, whenever you drive, do so safely with due care and attention. Back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks, Sieska. Joining us live in studio on the morning edition is, of course, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean with our weather outlook. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, Jiminita. We got started with a few showers passing over the island, so do exercise some caution. In the tropics, we still have that upper level sharing taking place, and that's keeping the lid on development over the tropics, which is always good news. On the home front, we have that little area of shower passing over the islands right now, all moving towards the west, so we should get some clearing a little later on today, and the showers returning again tonight for a brief moment. And outside of our studios, light rain showers, temperatures 79 degrees, your relative humidity at 78%. The winds out of the east-southeast at 4 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,019.4 millibars. That's 30.10 inches, and it is steady. Temperatures around the islands this morning: 80 degrees in Grand Turkey, that's in Abaco. Freeport at 80 also in Marsh Harbor. In the Berry Islands, if we can just get back there for a second. Berry Islands, yeah. We're going to have 83 degrees there, 83 in Alistown and Bimini. Also in San Salvador, 82 in Rumkey. And over in Betsy Bay, Maguana, Crooked Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Acklands, Ragged Island, all at 82 degrees. Matthewtown, Inagua, 81. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. Your boating forecast for today in the northwestern isles: southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide will take place at 8:59 this morning, low tide at 3:12 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, caution flags are up. The winds are out of the southeast, 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Well, thanks, Basil. Making news in the morning edition, the Immigration Department making yet another move to help curb the influx of illegal migrants in the country. The unit's rapid response team is on the ground in Eleuthera and is said to be ready with the first tracking canine assistance in place. Authorities say they're prepared for all eventualities. Well, on to other news. The search continued overnight for 5 boys who are still on the run from the Simpson Penn Center. They were among a group of 13 who escaped from the facility on Saturday night. Now, most of the boys were captured after the breakout. One of the young men was returned to the center by his father. Officials say all efforts are being made to ensure the safe return of the remaining escapees. The boys, we're told, range in age from 15 to 17 years. They were remanded for various offenses. Well, the Department of Labor moving to ensure that qualified Bahamians are given jobs over foreign workers. Director John Pinder says in many instances, Bahamians can fill those posts. Hence, he says changes will be made to ensure local job seekers are given a fair opportunity.
We really believe that employers are trying as best they can to bring in foreign workers. I don't know if it's because they have more control over them, because of the work permit, but I am not satisfied that Bahamians are given a fair shot. So moving forward, we want to make some recommendations to our minister to cause there to be some policy changes, that when these persons are coming in for work permits, their qualifications are attached, and that we could check to ensure that the origination of these certificates, that they are in fact authentic. We want to ensure that these people have the skill sets. We want to ensure that there's an apprenticeship program as relates to Bahamians understudying where necessary, and that there should be a systematic way of ensuring that a Bahamian is actually receiving the understudy.
Well, Pinder explains that the current requirement procedure may also need adjustments.
What we are now doing is to ensure that if an employer comes to us after advertising a post for 3 days or so, we will ensure that based on our skills bank, that there's no Bahamian who had registered with us qualified for the position. When we find there are Bahamians qualified, we will encourage them, contact them, encourage them to go for an interview. Now what we need to do is to cause that system to be more transparent. But we're not sure a person is being interviewed, we're not sure a person is seeing these ads in 3 days, maybe we need to run them for 5 days. We need to ensure that the qualifications that these persons are asking Bahamians to possess, the persons that they will ask the NOV for, the labor certificate which will lead to them getting a work permit, we want to ensure that those persons possess those qualifications. And we also want to be sure that those qualifications are necessary, because sometimes they run and have somebody speak 2 different languages. I don't know if that's necessary.
Well, also in the morning edition, the Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honorable Michael Pintard, looking at ways to assist farmers as his ministry addresses production demands locally. The minister says in addition to providing research-based information to help farmers, the focus will be to find funding for those who already know what to do and have been doing just that.
Our goal through BAIC, BAMSI, the Department of Agriculture, is to put funders in the same room with producers. The largest constraint on the growth of agriculture among the various entrepreneurs who are in the sector is funding. And government agencies have limitations but can do more and ought to do more. The Bahamas Development Bank, the Venture Capital Fund. So while the ministry provides technical assistance in terms of advice, while we provide assistance with land clearing, concessionary rates on animal feed, seeds, wonderful varieties that thrive well in the Bahamas, we have to and we intend to, in the short to medium term, assist entrepreneurs in farming in finding funding.
Well, Minister Pintard says that's not the only area they will be targeting. The plan is also to bring together those who are looking to purchase produce with those who grow food items. Pintard says there may be some changes within the ministry to address the management of the distribution of farmers' products.
Putting the buyers, food stores, restaurants, hotels, and cruise ships in the same room with representatives of farmers, so that buyers can indicate what their demand is, the regularity at which they need it, the quality that they need, quantities that they need. The producers, armed with that information, know exactly what they must do from that point on, and they now can also mention other varieties that they're harvesting that's not yet being used in food stores. We should not be in the business of managing the distribution of products that have been produced by farmers. Our role is to facilitate. So this business of having to go to a packing house before the products get to New Providence, or buying from farmers to go out and sell ourselves, is not the appropriate business model. Farmers, through cooperatives, should be able to carry out this function, facilitated, assisted by government.
Well, ahead in the morning edition, more town meetings for residents in the over-the-hill communities. We have a live guest with all the details.
Your life is in the moment and on the go. And your credit card? It's right there with you. Turn on mobile location confirmation for your Visa credit card from CIBC First Caribbean and reduce the likelihood of declined transactions when you travel. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
The most important person in my life is my mom because she helped me up when I am down, and she says with God help, the sky is the limit. Peace and quiet is what I like most about being in Over the Hill. I am Over the Hill.
The proceeding was brought to you courtesy of the Over the Hill project.
Welcome, madam, to the Royal Blue Tavern. My name is Leslie, and I will be taking exceptional care of you. Service has been a part of my life for a very long time. I get a sense of satisfaction knowing that my guests came, experienced Bahamian cuisine, fine service, just the shared joy that they get from my service is enough satisfaction for me.
Welcome back to the morning edition. The Over the Hill Partnership Initiative is preparing for another round of meetings with residents, and this time the focus will be on homeowners and how they can benefit. Our Sieska Adderley is live in studio with a guest who will give us some more details. Good morning, Sieska.
Good morning, Jiminy. That's right. I am joined with Kemi Jones from the Office of the Prime Minister, who's dealing with the Over the Hill initiative. Good morning, Mr. Jones, and thank you for joining us.
Well, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here, Sieska.
So it's a busy time for you guys, I'm sure.
Well, it is a very busy time. As you would be aware, the Over the Hill Community Development Partnership Initiative deals with 6 key pillars, and that would be social empowerment, economic empowerment, rejuvenation, smart technology, green technology, and youth and the elderly empowerment. And right now we're pushing a series of town halls dealing specifically with economic empowerment, and that would be the Economic Empowerment Zone Bill 2018.
So what is the focus of tomorrow's meeting?
Well, last week we held a town hall meeting and actually more of a workshop with the business owners. Now the idea is to have another workshop with the residents so we can explain to them how they can apply to receive the concessions under this bill once it becomes enacted. So we're trying to be proactive here.
Okay, and so what's the response been like to the first meeting?
Well, we've got quite a bit of response in the first meeting, including the Prime Minister himself showing up to lend support to it. And we actually brought different stakeholders from government agencies, persons from Department of Inland Revenue, persons from the Ministry of Finance, because of course we want to push compliance. And now at the town hall meeting planned for tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at Salem on Taylor Street, the idea is to talk to the residents about how they can apply and have agencies such as NEMA there as well to talk about hurricane preparedness.
So how important is it for residents to take advantage of these town hall meetings to come out and learn more about this initiative?
Well, as I said, Sieska, the idea is for us to be proactive. So what we don't want to do is wait until the bill is actually enacted for persons to start preparing. So we're being proactive and guiding you now, allowing you to ask us questions and understand how the bill is constructed and what do you need to do. Things such as going to a contractor and getting estimates now for the materials you will need to do any home repairs.
So how many more meetings are expected from you all?
Well, we're going to have another meeting tomorrow night, Tuesday, the 14th of August, as I said, after which we'll move forward with getting the bill enacted, and then there will be more workshops where persons can ask us questions, ask, how do I do this, how do I do that, and we can guide you through the process of applying and receiving the concessions that we promised.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones, for joining us and enlightening us on the plans for the Over the Hill initiative and, more importantly, the town hall meeting. So residents come out, learn more. It's tomorrow, 6:30 at Salem Union Baptist Church.
Yes, that's correct. Salem Union Baptist Church on Taylor Street.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Jones. Back to you, Jimanita.
Well, thanks, Sieska and Kemi. But on a lighter note, we're often told that a dog is a man's best friend, while officials from the Bahamas Humane Society are hoping that more persons will stop by and adopt one of the many dogs they're housing and provide them with a new home. A former volunteer is also helping out with the mission to find new homes.
We have about 70 adults right now, and of course everybody's spayed and neutered before they go home. pit bull mixies, collie mixies, rottie mixies. Of course, the fabulous pot cake is always popular. Great watchdog, great companion, very smart. So really, we just want people to come down and have a look.
Bahamas Humane Society Pet Adoption Coordinator Fiona Moody says currently the shelter is inundated with dogs. She introduced us to Adele and Buddy. She explains what's necessary to take them or any animal home.
We require a fenced-in yard for us to do the adoption, but we welcome people to come in and have a look. They might see some dogs that they're interested in, rush home, get the yard fenced, and come back again.
Fiona is optimistic that Adele and Buddy will find homes soon.
From that interview, in fact, that weekend, the whole family that we'd focused on, Ronnie, Reggie, Ricky, they all went home. I mean, just like that, boom, boom, boom. People came in and said, we saw the puppies on TV, we want them, and they went home.
I'm very excited. You know, I have a dog of my own, and it's so therapeutic. So I want people to know that you should come out, get dogs. It's something that can help you as well as your children.
Sylvanique Wright is a former volunteer with the Humane Society and now a contestant in the Miss Bahamas Universe pageant. She's made her platform animal cruelty awareness and hopes more persons would pay attention to all animals.
Animals have always been a big part of my life. I grew up in an inner city community where I've witnessed the neglect of animals. And I'm partnering with the Bahamas Humane Society to get that message across to the Bahamian public on what it is that they can do to prevent animal cruelty and neglect, and so that they can see the signs. And the Bahamas Humane Society has a lot of dogs, so right now we are trying to push the Don't Shop, Adopt campaign.
Well, it's a Monday, the start of another work week, and we're starting it off by getting your mind and body right with yoga. It's fun, relaxing, and exactly what your body needs to face the ups and downs of the week ahead. Well, with the help of a yoga instructor, Sieska Adderley shows us how it's done.
Yoga joins the body and the mind, relaxing body tension and helping with stress relief. So I headed out to the Old Fort Bay Clubhouse to meet yoga instructor Emmy Robinson to give it a try. First, she placed peppermint aromatherapy oils into my hands, had me rubbing them together, taking in a deep breath and exhaling slowly with my eyes closed. Emmy says this is done to wake you up. Then it was time to officially get our yoga on.
We're just going to start by sitting up nice and tall, hands up towards the sky, and we're going to just release it down by our sides, inhaling, lifting up, deep breath in. And then we're going to exhale and fall forward, palms down flat, drop our head, take a deep breath in, look forward towards the beach, and then tuck our chin in and roll up through our spine, sitting up nice and tall. Then bring our palms behind us, fingertips away, lift our chest towards the sky, and exhale, bring our shoulders forward and round through the spine, and then look towards our lap. So this sort of just opens up the chest this morning. Then we're going to turn around and we're going to get on our hands and knees. Spreading our fingers nice and wide. And this is called our tabletop. This is our basic position in yoga. So we're going to just do our cat-cow position. So we're going to inhale, lift our chest towards the beach. And we're going to push our tailbones back out behind us. And then we're going to round through our spine for our cat position. You know, angry cats when cats get mad. So round through nice and tight. And then release the air. Inhale again, lift the chest. And then exhale, tuck everything in nice and tight. And then bring it back to neutral.
Next, it was time to try one of yoga's most popular moves, the downward dog, and the relaxing position of child's pose, where you walk the hands forward, drop the head, and relax.
This is a position that stretches basically everything in your body, your hamstrings, your shoulders, lower back, upper back. So you're going to tuck your toes in, and you're going to start to lift your hips. You're going to look like an inverted V. So you're going to push your hips back, lift your hips up, and push it all the way back for me, and try to relax your heels to the ground. Good. Keep pressing into the palms. And then drop your chest a little closer towards your thighs. Deep breath in. And exhale. And then come back to your knees.
We also tried one of the warrior poses, Warrior 2.
Step back with our left foot. Toes face out to the side. Right foot in front. Arms out. It looks like we're on a surfboard. So we feel like we're surfing, bending into that front knee. So you're trying to get that knee facing towards that big toe or facing towards the middle toe, and your back toes are pressing into the ground. So make sure that your heel is pressing, pinky toes pressing, good. Back leg is straight, arms out. Relax your shoulders, and hips are open. Knee is open.
Oh boy.
So there's a lot of alignment going on. Relax the knee.
Strong core that I don't have.
There you go, strong core.
So how often should you be doing yoga?
You should try to get at least 15 minutes of yoga in once a day.
And we ended the workout in a triangular pose.
And then you can straighten out that front leg because we're going to get a nice little hamstring stretch as we fall forward into our triangle pose. Push, push, push. Palms down on the shin. And then lift the opposite hand to the sky. And you should feel some opening here on your obliques. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift it all the way back up. There you go. So at least 15 minutes a day, and that balances you out. If you don't have 15, you can get at least 10 minutes in as well.
Thank you so much, Abby.
Thank you. And at the end of our session, we say namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jimmy. Well, it looks like that was a lot of fun. But joining me now is Charles Fisher with sports. You look like you're warming up for something I would like to think. I don't know
how to get a real workout in. A 90-day challenge. That's coming up.
You're watching the Morning Edition. Stick with us.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
The public is advised that for its convenience, the Passport Office Issuance Section only will be open for collection of passports on the following Saturdays during the month of August 2018 from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday, August 4th, Saturday, August 11th, Saturday, August 18th, Saturday, August 25th. Where applicable, members of the public are reminded to bring their receipts and passports at the time of collection. Please note that all third-party collections must be accompanied by a signed letter of authorization from the passport holder or guardian, relevant passport and receipt, and a valid government-issued identification, passport, driver's license, or NIB smart card of the person authorized to collect.
Good Monday morning to all. I'm Charles Fisher. Before we get to sports, some sad news coming to us. We are learning that former president of the Bahamas Softball Federation, Greg Christie, has passed away. We'll have much more on that coming up later on today. The Bahamas closing out the NACA Track and Field Championships with a silver medal performance by our boys in the mile relay. O.J. Ferguson, Teray Smith, Michael Matthew, and Alonzo Russell in a time of 3:03.17.9. And joining us live this morning from Auburn, Alabama is Superman Levon Sands. He has ventured into something new, the Sands Athletic brand. Good morning, Superman, and how did this come about?
Yeah, well, actually, this has been in the making for a long time. I've always, with me being a person who into fashion, I've always had interest in having my own clothing line. And me being an athlete, I wanted to start with athletic apparel, just regular t-shirts and hats and whatever, and then gradually get to the point to where I'm supplying my sweats and tank tops and competition gears.
And yeah, Superman, it seems like a lot of the world-class athletes are really endorsing this brand. How did that come about?
Yeah, you know, it feels great when you have so many great athletes wanting to wear the brand and willing to wear it. I think it's because, you know, me, the type of person I am, I've always supported a lot of people, a lot of athletes, and I think a lot of people just want to return the favor. And so I've had from NBA players to Olympic medalists, world medalists, people from all over the world, from Japan to England, all the way. I had friends from Korea. A lot of people, you know, been supporting the brand.
Final question, not the type of year you wanted on the truck. What is ahead? Are you going to hang it up, or will we see you one more time doing on the runway?
Yeah, this haven't been the season that I've expected, and I feel like, you know, after the whole situation with the Commonwealth Games, when I wasn't selected for the team, I kind of take a step back and you know, kind of give the young guys a chance to come forward and you know, and to get some type of experience. It's not over yet, you know. I'm just gonna keep pushing, keep striving for greatness. You know, I always believe the sky's the limit, and you know, whatever God have for me, I will get, and that's the bottom line.
Thanks a lot, Superman Lee Van Sands, for joining us this morning. Joining us is Diane Gibson. We're in a 90-day transformation. Dance Off the Pongs, and Faisal Hall, the developer, also joining us this morning. Tell us what this is all about.
Well, the 90-day transformation has been in effect for about 2 years, and we've been doing some pretty serious, hardcore workouts. We're getting up very early, and we decided to lighten it up a little bit for the end of the summer and add some classes that really everyone can participate in.
Where can we get these classes? Because I need them.
Well, adding the dance component, I've been a Zumba instructor for about 18 years, but I decided to take what I've known from Zumba, from my dance background, 30 years of entertainment dance, thank you, 30 years of entertainment background, but also my fitness background, and fuse it all into one fun and exciting program. So not only does the program include dance, but we're adding Pilates as well as splash aqua aerobics as well under one component. Registration would be this week, Thursday, at New Providence Community Center at 5:30, and you have the option of joining the whole program, having unlimited access to all of the classes, the dance class, the yoga, the Pilates, and the water aerobics for $75, or you can do drop-ins. So you can come on down, get all the information, or you can like our page at 90-Day Transformation 242, message us, and get all the information there.
Let me get this mic from you now. I see you have some dancers. I just want to see how can you on YouTube. I'll join you all a bit later. Go ahead. So we're going to hear the music.
I wanted to say, Charles, specifically, I know you had mentioned in the past that you were working on your abs this summer, and so we brought Belly Dance 101 because it's a fantastic core workout for abdominals and lower back. And for the men who are afraid of belly dancing, I want you to know that belly dancing actually started off with men. It started with men, and now we are going to show what the women can do. And they've never done it before, brand new.
Audio check. 1, 2.
Hank Johnson. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
We're going to Neutral.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau.
Let's go.
Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the family islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the family islands today.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
What you see and hear on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The Code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcast by this station. The code is available on the IRCA website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 1-242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
In our final look at weather, the tropics remain quiet this morning, and around us we have that high pressure is in control of our weather, but there's still some low convection taking place, which trigger a couple of showers this morning. We'll get a couple more brief ones, and things should dry out heading into the afternoon. The forecasts are for today mostly sunny and hot with a passing shower too, particularly during the morning hours. As we said, in the afternoon you'll start to see a little bit more sunshine. 90 degrees for your high temperature, and then tonight we're simply going in for partly cloudy conditions, low temperature getting down to 79 degrees. And the extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, this is how it will shape up. Pretty much okay on Tuesday, but showers working its way back into the forecast on Wednesday, and then lots of sunshine as we get into the middle of next week. Jiminita?
Well, thanks, Basil. And that does it for the morning edition. From all of us here, thanks for waking up with us. I'm Jiminita Swain. Make it a great day, Bahamas.